After Qi Zheng's death, I married his younger brother, Qi Rong. He spent a long time making me fall in love with him, and we spent decades getting to know and accompany each other, remaining deeply in love until his final moments. When I opened my eyes again, I found myself back on the day I was engaged to his brother. My phone screen was still lit up, showing a provocative message from the Golden Canary Qi Zheng was keeping outside. The next second, Qi Zheng's knocking came from outside the break room. Nian Nian, I might have to go out for a bit. I opened the door, not stopping him like I did in my previous life. I just nodded with a faint smile. Go ahead, be careful. Qi Zheng guiltily touched my face. I'll be back as soon as possible. I subtly turned my head to avoid it. As my gaze shifted, I suddenly met a pair of familiar eyes, my husband from my previous life, and also the younger brother of my current fiancé, Qi Rong, was standing at the corner of the hallway, his gaze fixed intently on his brother's hand. Qi Zheng's phone rang again. He frowned and answered the call, saying, "Wait for me," before turning and striding away. The hallway fell silent. I leaned against the doorframe, fiddling with my phone. The next second, my hand was empty, and an arm wrapped around my waist. I followed his force and was led into the restroom. Qi Rong buried his head against my neck, his tone filled with grievance. "Wife." I wanted to tease him, suppressing my laughter as I pushed him with both hands and feet. "Qi Rong, what are you doing? I am your brother's fiancé." Qi Rong's body stiffened, and he looked up at me accusingly. "You two aren't even engaged yet, and, honey, stop pretending. I know you've come back too. In our previous life, you didn't let my brother leave." I couldn't help but laugh. He was still so childish. I gave him a quick kiss. "Then let's discuss how we should live this life." I grew up with the Qi brothers, Qi Zheng and Qi Rong, when they were 10 years old. Their parents divorced. Qi Zheng stayed in the country with his father, while Qi Rong went abroad to live with his mother. So strictly speaking, I grew up with Qi Zheng from childhood. Our family and the Qi family have been close friends for generations. Seeing that Qi Zheng and I have always had a good relationship, and to strengthen the collaboration between our two families, the elders decided to arrange our engagement. In my previous life, I received an anonymous text message just before the engagement party began. It was only then that I learned Qi Zheng had been secretly supporting a minor celebrity named Su Ning. Qi Zheng came to me, saying he had an urgent matter to attend to, and promised he would return soon. I forcefully suppressed all my emotions and rationally explained to him that this marriage alliance between our families was a public binding. If the engagement doesn't go smoothly, there will be many negative repercussions. Qi Zheng remained silent for a long time, but in the end, he took my words to heart and did not leave the banquet hall. Everything went very smoothly, but at the end of the engagement ceremony, just as Qi Zheng was about to put the ring on me, his assistant rushed into the venue, holding up a phone. He shouted to Qi Zheng on the stage, "Miss Su is in trouble. She's live streaming on the rooftop." In the live stream, Su Ning, wearing a gown identical to mine, sat on the edge of the rooftop, smiling as she dialed the phone over and over again. The number of viewers has skyrocketed to over 100,000. Qi Zheng froze for a few seconds, then quickly opened his phone. From my perspective, I could clearly see him removing Su Ning from the blacklist. The next second, his phone rang. Su Ning's voice came through the live stream at the same time. "I'm on the rooftop of your engagement hotel. Come here now, or you'll never see me again." Qi Zheng's hand, gripping the phone, showed bulging veins, and his voice trembled slightly. "Wait for me." After saying that, he ran out of the banquet hall in large strides, leaving me alone standing on the stage, the engagement ring falling at my feet. My parents' faces were ashen, ignoring the Qi family's apologies as they tried to pull me away from where I stood frozen in place. But I just stared blankly at that ring, the emotions I had suppressed for hours suddenly collapsing. Back in our senior year of high school, Qi Zheng and I had become a couple amid our classmates' teasing. He was polite and gentlemanly, treating me just as he always had after we started dating, never overstepping any boundaries. During our 4 years in college, we were both busy with our respective majors. Even if we could only meet on weekends, even if we only talked about our major courses and family businesses, I was still very happy. I strived to excel in everything, working hard to stand by his side. Yet, I had no idea when he met Su Ning. It wasn't until the morning of the engagement that Su Ning sent me Many messages as if she had an emotional breakdown. Only then did I realize that he had actually opened a studio for Su Ning the very year he graduated from university and took over the group. Su Ning sent me many photos. There were pictures of them sitting by the roadside eating ice cream like children. There they were together at an amusement park abroad, both wearing childish animal headbands. And there they were lying in the same bed, with Su Ning secretly kissing Qi Zheng as he slept. Su Ning said that Qi Zheng was only a real person when he was by her side, but to me, it was just duty and benefit. Even if he were to get engaged and married to me, he would always be an empty shell by my side. I walked with mechanical steps, being pulled along by my mother. Just as we stepped out the door, a heavy object fell before my eyes. Then, the world before me was instantly stained with a bloody red. The screams in my ears gradually faded, replaced by a buzzing sound. I looked down at my white dress and hands, splattered with large patches of blood. The ones who fell were Qi Zheng and Su Ning. They were struggling on the rooftop, and someone must have stepped on the hem of the dress, causing both of them to fall. Just one step away. If I take one more step forward, I will die with them in this farce. I haven't had the chance to confront Qi Zheng, nor have I had the chance to resent him. Over 20 years of feelings ended so hastily. I passed out and woke up 3 days later. My mother, who was sitting by my bedside, had half of her hair turned white. Su Ning's live stream completely destroyed our family. Before she died, she said on the live stream that she was the one who came first. She was supported by Qi Zheng since middle school and has been quietly by his side all these years, and I am the third party who ruined their relationship, relying on my family background to force Qi Zheng to marry me. Later, Qi Zheng really left me to go find her on the rooftop, making everyone believe Su Ning's words. After their deaths, they were written as the modern-day Liang Shanhua and Zhu Yingtai. And I became the villainous woman who committed every imaginable crime. The internet was down for a whole day, and negative news about our Shen group was everywhere. All kinds of rumors and conspiracy theory posts couldn't be deleted fast enough. Clarification posts went unnoticed and were quickly reported as soon as they were posted. Employees of Shen group have also resigned one after another. In just 3 days, the stock price kept falling, and my father was even taken away by the police for investigation. Someone leaked the location of the hospital where I was staying, and soon, the doorway of my ward was piled high with all sorts of disgusting packages. Downstairs, Su Ning's fans even came to hang banners demanding that I pay with my life. The Qi family remained silent in order to distance themselves. Only a small group of people consistently spoke up for me, helping to remove negative trending topics about my family. I later found out that it was Qi Zheng's younger brother, Qi Rong, who was helping me. However, Qi Rong's voice was quickly suppressed. After careful consideration, Mr. Qi abandoned our family, pretended to be a victim, and joined forces with others to manipulate public opinion, ultimately annexing the Shen family. I developed a severe mental illness and, after being transferred to several hospitals, was unable to receive treatment peacefully. At this moment, Qi Rong appeared. He gave up the opportunity to replace his brother as the heir to the Qi family and took our family out of the country. We lived incognito in a small European town for the rest of our lives. In the first year we moved there, I couldn't sleep every night. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw the mangled bodies of Su Ning and Qi Zheng. For many years afterward, I kept wondering, if I hadn't stopped Qi Zheng before the engagement banquet began, would Su Ning have gone mad and live-streamed her suicide? Would none of this have happened then? But Qi Rong told me over and over again that it wasn't my fault. He studied psychology on his own, becoming my personal therapist. He said he was atoning for his sins. No matter how hysterically I hit and cursed him during my episodes, he would always hold me tightly and soothe me. When I turned 40, my parents passed away one after the other. I was left with only Qi Rong by my side. He continued to stay by my side as always, gently smiling every day as he told me about the interesting things happening in the small town. Mother Qi would occasionally come to see us, but she would only sigh, touch my face, and then leave, just like when I was a child. Later, Mother Qi also passed away, when I was 50 years old. With the blessings of the children in the small town, Qi Rong and I got married in the church. He cried like a child that day. He said he had liked me since childhood. When he was little, he followed his brother every day just to catch a few more glimpses of me. Later, when he went abroad, he would still ask about me from time to time. After starting university, he completed 4 years of coursework in just 2 years, Also, he could return from abroad early to confess his feelings to me, only to find out that I had long been his older brother's girlfriend. He could only hide all his admiration, staying at a distance in the role of a younger brother. I smiled as I wiped away his tears, laughing until tears fell. By the time I fully escaped from that dark vortex, both he and I had grown old, but the 20 years after marrying Chi Rong were the happiest of my life. We adopted a whole yard of stray cats. He teaches at a school in the small town, and I run a dessert shop. On the day my health completely gave out, he held me as we lay together on the rocking chair in our little courtyard. Beside his hand lay a bottle of sleeping pills. He said he had already arranged everything for our final affairs, and that he would follow me as soon as I closed my eyes. His students will bring our ashes back to the country and scatter them on the soil of our hometown. I smiled, took his hand, and replied, "Okay, I don't know if the heavens heard my decades-long prayers, allowing me and Chi Rong to return together to the day of our engagement." Just as I expected, Chi Zheng had been gone for a long time without returning. I received another photo from Su Ning on my phone. The engagement ring that belonged to me was now on her finger. The next second, Chi Zheng's message also came through. "Nian Nian, I can't get away from work. I've already told my dad that the engagement party will be postponed. Please explain to your parents on my behalf. We'll set another time for the engagement." With only 20 minutes left until the start of the banquet, I went to find the elders from both families, holding my gown. Just then, I saw Mr. Chi scolding Chi Zheng's assistant over the phone. My parents sat not far away, looking utterly confused. Seeing me alone, my parents frowned and glanced behind me. "Nian Nian, the engagement is about to happen. Where is Chi Zheng?" Mr. Chi awkwardly cleared his throat and was about to explain when I interrupted him. "Chi Zheng is having an affair." "What?" The three elders stared at me in shock, with Chi's father even standing up in wide-eyed disbelief. I showed them the photos Su Ning had sent me one by one, and my parents' faces gradually turned ashen. Chi's father was so furious that he kept muttering, "This is outrageous." I calmly continued, "Chi Zheng is disregarding the partnership between our two families for this woman. Uncle, your Chi family's heir is nothing more than this." He's slapping our Shin family in the face. "The guests outside all know that today is the engagement banquet of the Shin family's daughter and the Chi family's heir. I hope Uncle can give our family an explanation." Mr. Chi frowned and called over a few bodyguards. "Go tie Chi Zheng up and bring him back to me." "Don't," I quickly interrupted. "I don't plan to get engaged to him." At that moment, Chi's father happened to see Chi Rong walking over from around the corner. His tone suddenly softened as he discussed with me, "I have another son, and you know him too. Xiao Rong is very clean around him. How about you two settle things today, and if you're not satisfied in a few days, you can break off the engagement, no matter whether you two end up together or not. The engagement gifts and shares previously agreed upon will not be taken back by the Chi family. I will also add some of my personal assets as compensation." "Nian Nian, what do you think?" I quietly held my parents back, preventing them from speaking. I hesitated slightly and looked at Mr. Chi, "But I was supposed to marry the heir of the Chi family." Mr. Chi slapped his thigh. "That's easy to solve. I'll transfer the shares under my name and his grandfather's to Xiaorong, combined with the shares his mother took when she divorced. That will make Xiaorong the largest shareholder of the Chi group." I pretended to reluctantly agree, nodding while secretly giving Chi Rong a victory sign behind my back. The engagement party went smoothly in this lifetime. There was no awkwardness, no embarrassment, and no life-threatening live broadcast. Chi Rong and I didn't have much time to pour out our hearts to each other. He needed to take over the Chi family as quickly as possible before Chi Zheng returned. This time, I learned to be smarter. I quickly assembled a professional team at a high cost to help me operate my short video account. Chi Rong spent millions to help me with traffic promotion. In just 1 week, the number of followers exceeded 10 million. I usually also live stream making desserts. After handing over the list of employees that needed to be dealt with at Shin Corporation to my father, I booked a flight to Italy. In my previous life, after the Shin family suffered a heavy blow, many internal problems were exposed. What ended up supporting our family until the very end was actually the Italian branch that was on the verge of bankruptcy. This time, I am going to visit the elderly lady with whom the branch office has long maintained a local partnership. In my previous life, after hearing about my situation, The elderly lady helped me a great deal. The small town where Chi Rong and I settled was the one she took us to. As soon as the plane landed, I started the live stream. As usual, I sent out tens of thousands of red envelopes to the live stream, and the number of viewers instantly surged. I went to the dessert shop that the old lady likes the most and asked the pastry chef to guide me. In making a cake by hand, the live stream comments were scrolling rapidly. The young lady's outfit today is so beautiful. Nonsense. When isn't my wife Nyen Nyen beautiful? Having money is great. You can learn all kinds of skills. This cake is made so professionally. I looked at the barrage with a smile and suggested, all right then, for this giveaway, I'll set 10 learning spots. Whoever gets drawn, I'll cover all your tuition fees for whatever you want to learn within a year. Instantly, the barrage started scrolling rapidly. Everyone is typing, wife is generous, and, thank you, young lady. After broadcasting for several hours, the number of viewers not only didn't drop but actually increased. I packed up the cake, planning to return to the hotel to change clothes before visiting the elderly lady. Unexpectedly, I ran into an acquaintance as soon as I entered the hotel lobby. Qi Zheng was taken aback when he saw me, subtly pulling his hand away from Su Ning's grasp. Nyen Nyen, what are you doing here? Ignoring Su Ning's resentful glare, I asked Qi Zheng with a calm tone, and didn't you say you had something to do at the company? Qi Zheng remained completely unruffled and introduced Su Ning to me. She's an artist from the talent agency under my name. She's shooting an advertisement here, and I came along to check on things. I nodded, not wanting to pay them any attention. Just as I was about to leave, Su Ning called out to me, sister, the cake in your hand looks so beautiful. Could you sell it to me? I glanced at the assistant's still-live camera and refused with a forced smile. No. Tears instantly welled up in Su Ning's eyes as she pitifully tugged at Qi Zheng's sleeve. Qi Zheng nodded at her reassuringly. Turning to me, he said, Nyen Nyen, Su Ning hasn't eaten lunch and is feeling a bit hypoglycemic. Could you give this to her? I'll buy you another one when we get back. I frowned and took a step back. Why should I give it to her? If she wants to eat, she can go buy it herself. Qi Zheng frowned, his tone tinged with reproach. Nyen Nyen, when did you become so stingy? It's just a cake. Seeing my somewhat disgusted expression, he suddenly realized, don't get jealous for no reason. She's just my employee. Yeah, right. She's just the employee you spent over $1 billion to promote. Those who know say you're an angel investor who doesn't seek returns. Those who don't know might think you. Tisk, Shen Nyen Nyen. Qi Zheng's face instantly darkened as he grabbed my arm, apologized to Su Ning. I looked at him with utter confusion, then turned to the assistant. Did I say something inappropriate? The assistant also looked completely baffled. No, you didn't. The barrage of comments was thoroughly enjoying the drama. This guy is feeling guilty. What big boss would accompany a third-tier celebrity abroad to shoot an advertisement? He seems to be the CEO of the Chi Group. Could he be Nyen Nyen's boyfriend? Please don't say that. We're taking our young lady away. No wonder Su Ning had such great resources right from her debut. Her fans even hyped her up as a mysterious wealthy heiress. Turns out she has a sugar daddy. The number of viewers in the live stream skyrocketed, and I felt I had hinted enough, so I prepared to leave. Just as I broke free from Qi Zheng's grip, I was stopped by Su Ning. Miss Shen, it's all because I wanted the cake that you and President Qi ended up arguing. The next second, my hands were empty. The cake was snatched away by Su Ning and immediately thrown to the ground. Don't blame Mr. Qi. It's all this cake's fault. Cream splattered from the edge of the box, and Qi Zheng swiftly grabbed Su Ning's arm, pulling her away. Su Ning let out a startled cry, stumbling unsteadily into Qi Zheng's embrace. From my perspective and the live camera's angle, I could see her giving me a provocative smile. The barrage is scrolling rapidly. What is this? Is Su Ning being a green bitch? Is she provoking? I'm recording this. Even I, a guy, can tell this girl is problematic. My hands are itching. I want to hit someone. Am I the only one feeling sorry for the young lady who spent hours making the cake? Qi Zheng frowned and glanced down at Su Ning, but still said nothing. He looked up at me apologetically. She's been in a bad mood lately and is a bit emotional. I'll compensate you. Let's go back together once this is over. All right, I get it. I cut him off promptly. Anyway, my goal has been achieved. I subtly glanced at the mess on the floor. This cake was made by someone else. The one I made myself has already been sent to the old lady a few days ago. Chi Rong had already sent me his brother and Su Ning's itinerary. This time, it was said to be a visit to the partner's elderly lady, but the real purpose was to expose their true colors through a live broadcast. I will repay him in his own coin. I didn't pay any more attention to them and turned around to go back to my hotel room to rest. In less than an hour, the hashtags, female celebrity throws a tantrum and smashes cake, and Su Ning being kept, dominated the trending searches. Netizens also dug up a lot of dirt on her, everything from faking her education credentials, slacking off during acting, to bullying younger actors was exposed. It was clear that Qi Zheng was trying to suppress the trending topics. But soon new ones were bought and pushed up again, just as I was scrolling with great interest. I saw the hashtag Su Ning livestream explode. Curious, I clicked in and saw Su Ning with red-rimmed eyes arguing with the barrage of comments. Her agent and fans were frantically posting comments in the chat, urging her to end the live stream and let the company's legal team handle these matters, but she refused, stubbornly blocking the words, "End stream." I didn't drop the cake. Miss Shen was the one who didn't hold it properly. Also, I've reached my current position through my own hard work. I haven't been kept by anyone, and I don't have a sugar daddy. The barrage of comments wasn't buying it. Right. The cake just magically fell to the ground on its own. We're all blind. Please, don't work so hard. Even spending $1 billion to promote a fool could get them to second-tier status. Without a sugar daddy, could you have earned such a large villa on your own? Could you afford a car worth millions? Big sister, don't you think it's ridiculous when you think about it yourself? Su Ning bit her lip, glanced off screen, and then, as if making up her mind, raised her hand to show the ring on her finger. I'm in a normal relationship with Qi Zheng, and this is the engagement ring he gave me. What's wrong with my fiancé giving me things? The barrage paused for a second, then someone sent a message. Do you believe she's President Qi's fiancé, or do you believe I'm Qin Shi Huang? Immediately followed by a full screen of, "Welcome, Your Majesty." Furious, Su Ning set up another blocked keyword, but soon, new bullet comments appeared. The ring designer posted, specifically tagging you, saying that this pair of rings was his original design, created specifically for the engagement of the Qi family heir and the Shen family heiress. They're asking why it's on your hand. The designer posted the design timeline and sketches, and they're truly identical. The diamond design on the ring is an S, which stands for Shen, and there's also a Q engraved on the inner band. Why don't you take it off and show us? The designer said he has already contacted a lawyer. It's up to you whether you admit to copying the ring design or to stealing it. Su Ning's face flushed red, then turned pale, and finally drained of all color. She mumbled something and lowered her hand. It's just a coincidence. They're clearly not the same. Besides, this ring was given to me by my boyfriend. I don't know anything about it. Suddenly, Qi Zheng's angry voice came from behind her phone. Turn off the live stream, didn't I say I'd handle it? The next second, the screen went completely black. I put down my phone with a hint of regret. What they're going through now isn't even a tenth of what I experienced. Can't they handle it? My phone buzzed. Qi Rong was calling me. Honey, is everything going smoothly in Italy? Yeah, I can go back tomorrow. Qi Rong noticed the low tone in my voice. Why aren't you happy? I turned over and lay flat on the bed, looking at the ceiling. I miss you a little. Qi Rong's voice carried a smile, as gentle as ever. Then come open the door. I paused in my movements and abruptly sat up. I ran toward the bedroom door without even taking the time to put on my slippers. Opening the door, Qi Rong's beautiful peach blossom eyes sparkled with a smile. What a coincidence. I was missing you a little too. Qi Rong scooped me up in his arms, and he even gave a mischievous little bounce. Why aren't you wearing slippers? Be careful not to catch a cold. I was so startled that I clung tightly to his neck. Qi Rong, all right, I won't tease you anymore. Qi Rong sat on the sofa, holding me in his arms, just like in my previous life when I would cry and throw tantrums, and he would patiently soothe me as if I were a child. I'm going back tomorrow, and you still came to see me on purpose. The company matters are almost settled, and it's also thanks to my brother being out of the country recently. The handover went very smoothly. I nodded, my gaze drifting. I felt a bit uncertain about whether I had done the right thing. Qi Rong could see my inner turmoil and gently patted my back to comfort me. I've already secretly sent people to keep an eye on them, so they won't cause another accident like last time. Now, this is what they deserve. They should live well and experience the pain they once inflicted on you. My heart settled, and I looked up to kiss his Adam's apple. Thank you. Chi Rong's gaze darkened as he gently lifted my chin, the tacit understanding between husband and wife flowed through their eyes. We felt each other's youthful bodies, desperately wanting to make up for the decades we had missed. When passion reaches its peak, there is no distinction between you and me. Knock, knock, knock. The hotel room door was knocked on. I didn't want to get up, but the knocking gradually grew louder. I had no choice but to throw on a coat and go to open the door. Who is it? Nian Nian. The designer of that pair of rings is your friend Chen Qiran. She's not answering my calls. Can you get in touch with her? Qi Zheng wasn't wearing a tie, and the buttons on his shirt collar were pulled open, making him appear very agitated. Hurry up and get her to delete the post. I crossed my arms and leaned against the doorframe. Why should I? Qi Zheng was taken aback, his restless mood calming down. He placed both hands on my shoulders and lowered his head to meet my eyes at eye level. Su Ning is a girl from a mountain village whom I met during middle school when my father and I were doing charity work. My relationship with her is purely one of sponsorship. During her school years, Su Ning was bullied because she had no parents or relatives, which led to her developing severe psychological issues. I saved her life time and time again. Now that she has entered the entertainment industry and is doing what she loves, her mood has gradually improved. Last time I left the engagement scene, it was indeed because of her. Qi Zheng's eyes held a hint of guilt. She sees me as her only family in the world and was afraid that I would no longer care for her after getting married, so she acted a bit impulsively. This time I went abroad to accompany her and help her relax. She's like a sister I've raised since childhood, just too dependent on me. I let out a sarcastic laugh. If you're so kind-hearted, why not adopt every girl with a mental illness as your sister? Qi Zheng was momentarily speechless, his grip on my shoulders tightening. Shen Nian, don't be unreasonable. I know the Shen family had a hand in fueling this public opinion, and you're angry that I left you behind that day. Su Ning is an orphan. She poses no threat to you. She's on the verge of an emotional breakdown now. After all, it's a human life. Could you please help me out? For my sake. I forcefully broke free from his grip and replied coldly, no, darling. Who are you talking to? Qi Rong walked out of the bathroom. He had just wanted to go for a third round, but I shut him in the bathroom to take care of it himself. Qi Zheng looked past me and saw his own brother, who was only wrapped in a towel. Qi Zheng was taken aback for a moment, then smiled helplessly. If you wanted to make me jealous, you shouldn't have asked Xiao Rong to help you put on this act. Nian, I know you're upset. Once this situation is resolved, I'll come back and continue with our engagement. I rolled my eyes, thinking this person was just being ridiculous. Absolutely not necessary. I pushed him away and slammed the door shut. With a bang, Qi Zheng truly wasn't worried about anything happening between me and his younger brother. When we were kids, we used to play house. Qi Zheng and I would be the parents, and Qi Rong would play the child. As we grew older, Qi Rong continued to call me sister. I once said I prefer guys who are a bit older than me, and I would absolutely never date a younger man. Moreover, according to the current timeline, Qi Rong and I have only met a handful of times since he returned to the country. But no one would know that in our previous life, Qi Rong and I had already molded each other into the person we loved most. Qi Rong chuckled softly as he wrapped his arm around my waist. My brother actually doesn't believe we're together. With that kind of emotional and intellectual intelligence, no wonder he was played like a fool by a woman. According to Qi Rong's investigation, Su Ning had no so-called mental illness at all, so their fall from the rooftop in the previous life was entirely an accident. Honey, we've finally returned to our 20s. Shouldn't we cherish our youth? Stop fooling around. We still have to get up early to return to the country. The first thing I did after getting off the plane back home was to drag Qi Rong to the Civil Affairs Bureau to get our marriage certificate. In my previous life, my biggest regret was not getting this little red book with Qi Rong. Qi Rong watched me curiously flipping through our ID photos and said with a doting smile, once all these matters settle down, we'll have a proper wedding. I want to take advantage of my current beauty and hold several more events. All right, whatever you say. I originally thought Su Ning and Qi Zheng would return to the country soon as well, but according to the people monitoring them, Su Ning was once again hospitalized after cutting her wrist. It's just not a deep wound, but the amount of blood is quite alarming. However, Qi Zheng still chose to stay in the hospital to keep watch. His secretary had long been bribed by Qi Rong, and with Qi's father helping to cover things up, he still hasn't realized that his authority within the Qi Corporation has already been stripped away. Not to mention, he's also busy dealing with Su Ning's negative press. If he had come back just a few days earlier, we wouldn't have been so successful. After Qi Rong and I secured the development zone project, the cooperation between our two families was officially solidified. On our way home, we passed by a bridal shop. Seeing me glance at it a few times, Qi Rong immediately parked the car and took me inside to try on dresses. In my previous life, after we got married, we would go to the wedding dress shop in the small town every year to take a set of photos. Later, Qi Rong even taught himself fashion design and drew many wedding dress sketches. He then had a tailor make them and gave them to me as gifts. After I put on the wedding dress, I narcissistically took a few photos and casually posted them on my social media. I look at myself in the mirror and sigh again at how wonderful it is to be young. Qi Rong wraps his arms around me from behind. Darling, you're so beautiful, beautiful when young, and beautiful when old. I tilt my head back and smile proudly. Of course I am. I've been busy with the contract signing all morning, and trying on the wedding dress for half an hour has left me a bit thirsty. I took advantage of the makeup time to ask Qi Rong to buy me some milk tea. As soon as he left, I turned around and saw an old acquaintance walk in. When Qi Zheng saw me, his eyes lit up, and he strode over. I just got off the plane and saw your location on social media. It's right on my way. Why didn't you wait for me to come back for the wedding photo shoot? Qi Zheng had dark circles under his eyes, looking as though he hadn't rested well due to Su Ning's antics. He didn't notice my aversion toward him and turned to the shop manager instead. Could you please help me get the matching suit? The store manager couldn't figure out the situation and looked at me with questioning eyes. I shook my head, signaling him not to worry about it. Qi Zheng thought I was still angry. Just as he placed his hand on my shoulder, Su Ning's somewhat grating voice suddenly rang out. Brother Zheng, what are you doing? We all looked toward the door together. We saw Su Ning take off her mask, her eyes filled with obsession. Didn't you say you'd go back to the company after dropping me off? Qi Zheng frowned at her. You followed me. Su Ning's expression stiffened, immediately shifting to a fragile demeanor, tears welling up in her eyes. No, I haven't felt secure since I left you. And didn't you say you would help me handle the negative press, that you would publicly acknowledge being my boyfriend? Now you're getting involved with another woman. What if the paparazzi catch you? Qi Zheng's eyes were filled with weariness, but he still patiently coaxed her. I will admit it, but I will say that we have already parted ways amicably. Xiao Ning, I can't protect you forever. Nian Nian is my fiancé. Because of your situation, she has already been wronged many times. Please be a little more obedient. Okay, who is his fiancé? I distanced myself from them with a look of disdain. Brother, what are you doing here? Qi Rong strode over to me, subtly placing himself between me and them. Qi Zheng frowned slightly, scrutinizing Qi Rong. Did you also come because you saw Nian Nian's WeChat moments? Qi Rong smiled gently and put his arm around my shoulder. Of course, I came with her to take photos. Only then did Qi Zheng notice that his younger brother was wearing a groom's suit. His tone carried a hint of displeasure. Even if you're here on my behalf to accompany Nian Nian, you're both adults after all. It's still important to maintain an appropriate distance. I looked at him innocently. Qi Rong is my fiancé. Why should we keep our distance? After saying that, I even gave Qi Rong a loud kiss on the cheek. Qi Zheng seemed a bit taken aback. What fiancé? I patiently explained. After you left that day, my parents and your father discussed it. To avoid embarrassing both families, they quickly changed the engagement arrangement. Oh, so no one told you about it. I exaggeratedly covered my mouth. This is great, isn't it? Now you can take care of Su Ning openly and legitimately. Qi Zheng's expression gradually turned very unpleasant. This is simply absurd. You're my girlfriend. How can you be engaged to my brother? My father can't make such a rash decision. Are you two putting on another act to deceive me? I shrugged, indifferent to whatever wild ideas he might be imagining, only knowing that Su Ning behind him was about to explode with jealousy. I looked up at Qi Rong. I want to go back. these two have seriously ruined my good mood. Chi Rong nodded with a faint smile and turned to the store manager of the bridal shop. We don't want to waste any more time changing clothes. We'll buy these 2 sets we're wearing. The shop manager nodded hurriedly and quoted a price. After Chi Rong paid, he wrapped an arm around me, held the bag in his other hand, and led me out. Only then did Chi Zheng snap out of his daze and block our way. Give me an explanation. Chi Rong still maintained a smile, but it didn't reach his eyes. Brother, you can ask father about the engagement, but if you keep bothering us, your little girlfriend looks like she's about to break down. After saying that, he walked around him and left. Chi Zheng, his face ashen, called his secretary. The other end rang for a long time before it was picked up. President Chi, what happened on the day of the engagement party? Why didn't you report to me? The secretary's voice was calm. On the day of the engagement party, Assistant Zhang accompanied you. I was handling company matters as per your instructions. Where is Assistant Zhang? I haven't been able to reach him on the phone these past 2 days. He has been dismissed by young Master Qi, and his work phone has been taken back. What? Qi Zheng noticed the secretary's form of address. Who is Little Qi? Why are you transferring the staff around me? Little Qi is your younger brother, Mr. Qi Rong, currently the largest shareholder of the Qi Group. Oh, and I forgot to inform you that your position at the Qi Group has been officially dismissed by the board of directors, and all matters are to be handed over to Little Qi. Qi Zheng widened his eyes, his breath catching. I can't believe what I just heard. My mind went blank, and I began to doubt whether what I heard was real. Brother Zheng, have you really fallen for Shen Yanyan? What's so great about her? Can she go to the amusement park with you? Can she act cute and spoiled around you? All these years, I've been quietly by your side. She has no idea how much pressure you're under. Brother Zheng, since she chose your brother, why don't you turn around and look at me? I can't live without you. Su Ning hugged Qi Zheng from behind, clinging to him tightly just like before. Qi Zheng caressed Su Ning's hands that were holding him. The next second, he flung them away fiercely. Have you had enough of this? Only then did Su Ning notice that Qi Zheng's eyes were filled with red blood vessels. Stop threatening me with death. I am the heir of the Qi family, and in this lifetime, I will only marry Shen Yanyan. If it weren't for you, none of this would have happened. After saying this, he ignored Su Ning and strode out. He planned to return to the Qi family to ask his father what exactly was going on. When Qi Zheng returned to the Qi family, he learned that his father had already gone on a world tour. He slumped onto the sofa, beginning to doubt whether what the secretary had said was true or false. He called several managers at the company, but not a single one answered. The suppliers he could reach also evaded the question, claiming they knew nothing. He decided to go back to the company and take a look. Just as I stood up, my phone rang. Thinking it was someone I had just contacted, I quickly answered, only to find that it was actually the police calling. Mr. Qi Zheng, please come to the Hatai Hotel as soon as possible. Miss Su Ning is planning to take her own life on the rooftop and has asked to see you. Live broadcast of Su Ning on the rooftop. When I saw this entry, my mind went blank. The color instantly drained from my face. Qi Rong pursed his lips tightly, holding me to comfort me while making serious phone calls to arrange things. With trembling hands, I opened the live stream. Qi Rong pressed down on the screen. Don't look. I took a deep breath to suppress all my emotions. I want to see. We've put in so much effort in this lifetime. I refuse to believe we'll repeat the same mistakes. Qi Rong tightened his grip on my hand, then finally loosened his hold. All right, I'll stay with you. The live stream scene looked all too familiar. It was the rooftop of the same hotel where Qi Zheng and I had gotten engaged in my previous life. What was different was that Su Ning wasn't wearing a matching engagement dress like mine, nor did she have that effortless smile anymore. Instead, she seemed somewhat hysterical, whereas Qi Zheng, I don't believe he has no feelings for me at all. He's still going to marry that woman surnamed Shen. Does he want me to be his secret lover? Then her expression changed, as if on the verge of tears. I can be the other woman, as long as Brother Zheng doesn't abandon me. Su Ning's words were incoherent, and the live stream's popularity was even higher than in the previous life. Even my name instantly appeared on the trending searches, but my heart settled down. So it really is different from the previous life. I sneered and opened my real name account, took a photo of the marriage certificate, and captioned it, "Married, do not disturb." Qi Rong immediately reposted it and Added a comment, the happiest thing in the world, the public relations teams of the Shen and Chi families, which had long been on standby, stepped in simultaneously, and the public opinion trend barely affected the two of us. The comment section was unusually harmonious. In the live stream, Qi Zheng arrived quickly. He stood coldly 3 steps away from Su Ning. His eyes were filled with weariness toward her. Su Ning smiled as she took off the ring from her finger. Haven't you always wanted to get this back from me? You were the one who lost it when you were drunk, yet everyone says I stole it. The biggest regret of my life is meeting you. After crying out these words, Su Ning turned around and raised her hand, intending to throw the ring off the building. Qi Zheng's eyes widened, and he hurriedly stepped forward to grab her arm, but Su Ning slipped underfoot, causing Qi Zheng to lose his balance as well, and both of them vanished from the live broadcast screen. Qi Rong's phone rang. He received a photo. Qi Zheng and Su Ning had fallen onto the air mattress he had prepared in advance. Indiana, the previous life. The police didn't have time to set up the air cushion, so both of them fell and were left in a bloody mess. In this life, Qi Rong has been quietly keeping an eye on Su Ning, and has been prepared with various rescue equipment at all times. The moment Su Ning arrived at the hotel, they began setting up the safety net halfway up the building, but these devices could only ensure that the two of them wouldn't fall to their deaths. During the fall, Su Ning's face scraped against the fixed buckle of the buffer canopy, and a large piece of flesh was torn off from her forehead down to her chin. Qi Zheng, on the other hand, was pinned beneath Su Ning upon landing, injuring his spine and suffering a comminuted fracture in his lower body. During the treatment, the attending physician discovered that Su Ning had severe self-destructive tendencies, so he applied to transfer her to a psychiatric hospital. Qi Zheng locked himself in the hospital room, refusing to see anyone. Some of Su Ning's extreme fans found out which hospital room he was in and sent him the same kind of terrifying packages they had once sent me. When I heard this news, I felt no emotional fluctuation whatsoever. What they are experiencing now is exactly what I went through before. I am not a saint. Every night I went mad in a foreign land in my previous life. I thought that if they were alive, I would definitely repay them in kind, let them experience the pain I went through. Qi's father was sent abroad by Qi Rong, and the Qi group was renamed after his mother's surname, the Yu group. I and Qi Rong were successfully married under the blessings of Qi's mother and my parents. Later, the two of us dedicated ourselves to charitable causes. We once had a conjecture: this hard-won rebirth must be the reward for our efforts in doing good deeds throughout our previous life. In the cycle of cause and effect in the world, there is always a reason. After hearing the first story above, what are your thoughts? Feel free to share your opinions in the comments section. Next, there is another similar story. Let's continue to see. In the first year after my divorce, I announced my retirement from the public eye. Everyone said I had gone mad from being abandoned by Leo. That was until one day, a video by a wish fulfillment blogger went viral. My story was told over 7 episodes. It was the last flicker of my life's slideshow. The title of the first episode read, "By the time you watch this, I will have passed away." I was bundled up tightly, only my eyes visible. Suddenly, someone stopped me. "Hello, I'm a blogger who helps fulfill people's wishes. Can I interview you?" It was the 3rd month since my retirement. Thinking I was recognized by the paparazzi, I hastily waved them off, but the person persisted. "Do you have any unfulfilled wishes? I can help you for free." I turned to leave but then heard her chasing after me, showing me her phone screen. "I'm not a scammer, look at my short video account." I found her quite impolite, yet what she said was true. She clearly was a newbie blogger, with very few videos and hardly any views. Seeing her earnest face reminded me of my early days in the entertainment industry. Back then, I was full of drive but kept facing setbacks. Suddenly, I felt a pang of compassion. "What wish can you help me fulfill?" Clueless, she scratched her head. "It depends on your wish. I won't lie, you're the 17th person I've asked today, and no one believes me. Maybe there's someone you want to meet, a place you want to go, or a story you want to tell. I can arrange it." I teased her a bit, not wanting to scare her. "What if I want you to document the last moments of my life? Would you do it? The condition is, these videos can't be released until I'm gone. If I don't end up dying, these videos will be void. Would you take that bet?" The wish fulfillment blogger, Judy, was skinny and petite. She sat across from me, visibly uncomfortable. "No," She was on the verge of tears. Penny, I didn't realize it was you. You really. Her eyes were red. She seemed unable to accept it. I really love the movies you've made. Well, I excel in many areas. If I don't get sick, it's never anything minor. I have several types of cancer. I handed her a tissue. The doctors say I have about 6 months left. Her phone still aimed at me. She asked, "So, this is the real reason you retired?" "Yes, the constant chemotherapy drained all my energy." And I smiled. Too many media outlets reported that I went bald. This was the first time I removed my wig on camera. Underneath, there were only a few sparse hairs, and my scalp was clearly visible. You know I love looking good. Always being caught on camera like that. Where's my dignity? I'm quite greedy. I want you to fulfill 7 wishes. Make 7 episodes. How about it? From May 2nd to May 8th, 2024, the first episode is up. By the time you watch this, I will have passed away. Focus more on my left face. Fans always say it looks much better than the right. Judy was much more composed than a week ago, but she mentioned that after knowing everything, after crying at home for several days, I lost about 3 kilograms. I'll make sure you look beautiful in the pictures, she said, rubbing her eyes. Penny, what's your first wish? I want to try circling Mount Kailash. She nodded immediately. No problem. I'll book the tickets for you right now, but may I ask why you want to go there? I couldn't manage a smile for the camera. Leo and I had planned to go together, but now that's not possible. I want to see this place for myself. Isn't it said to cleanse the soul? Tibet is far, but not unreachable. After the flight, the high altitude made me feel unwell, and it took 2 days of travel to reach the starting point of the pilgrimage in Tarchin town. On the way, Judy was constantly worried about my health, reminding me to take care. I joked with her. I asked the doctor, and he said since there isn't much time left anyway, I could go anywhere. That comment made the young girl's eyes well up with tears. She cautiously asked, Penny, did you and Leo part on good terms? I knew she was asking delicately. The truth is, my divorce from Leo was both loud and embarrassing, but at this moment, as I face leaving this world, I finally had the courage to say, in his eyes, it definitely wasn't amicable. He, like you all, thought I had an affair. So, you really didn't have an affair, right? Her eyes were bright. I knew I wasn't wrong about you. I nodded with a smile. Yes, I loved that man dearly. How could I even consider anyone else? New bloggers can be too emotional sometimes. She ended up crying hysterically on camera. Through her tears, she said, back then, the media accused you of having an affair. How could they dare? I had to console her in front of the camera. Eventually, I had to admit, let it be. I'll tell you, it was all staged by me. May 2nd, 2024, to May 8th, 2024. This is the first episode. By the time you see this video, I will have passed away. I was diagnosed with cancer 6 months before my divorce. Back when it was just one type of cancer, the doctor told me that there was a chance of survival if I complied with the treatment diligently. Later, I realized that most doctors are kind-hearted, but sometimes they lie. I got my childhood friends to help me act, just to get rid of Leo quickly. Don't be fooled by his persona as a corporate CEO. Decisive and commanding, he was incredibly stubborn when it came to me. I didn't say more. Everyone understood. Judy, with a mournful face, continued to ask me, sis, why didn't you tell him the truth about your illness? Death is painful. Why drag someone else into it? Judy suddenly said, I heard recent news that Mr. Lou has a new girlfriend. Is that so? I truly wish him the best. He deserves better. I sincerely responded, coping with the discomfort in my stomach from the bumpy ride. I'm not acting here. It's just that when it's time to die, I can let go of everything. I once joked with Leo that if he found another woman, I'd break his legs. Now, look how easily I've let go. The guide suddenly announced, let's rest tonight. The remaining journey will be on foot. It's a total of 52 kilometers, but I have to warn you, due to the high altitude, it feels much longer than that. The first day of the pilgrimage was to Zaire Temple. You can see the golden sunlight on the mountain there. I suddenly feel that it's unfair to you to risk your life trekking with me just for a bit of my own desire, I confessed. Judy, however, shook her head. Penny, I know my own body. If I can't keep up, I won't force myself. Besides, you said you've been planning this for months and even prepared all the gear meticulously. Fortunately, neither of us suffered much from altitude sickness. It was also a bit of luck. The day after staying overnight at Zaire Temple, I saw the mountain bathed in sunrise. I mimicked the poses I saw online, spreading my arms wide for a photo. I shouted, "If possible, I hope you all can forget me." After a pause, I yelled again, "Leo, I came here for you, so you don't have to come anymore." Along the way, we encountered many devout Tibetans praying and blessing. We experienced hail. The food was terrible. We slept on rudimentary beds that were uncomfortable. It took us 3 days to complete the mountain trek. I summarized this episode to the camera. What I didn't tell you is that initially, I planned this trip to have fun with Leo. Later, I decided to come alone, and at one point, I thought of coming here to end my life. I revealed. Judy was so shocked she immediately grabbed my hand. I patted her hand and continued. At that time, I thought since my illness was incurable, I might as well die in a lake, on a snowy mountain, or just somewhere along the journey. But then, suddenly, I didn't want to die anymore. I wanted to live well in my final days. To make my life worthwhile, Judy suddenly asked, "Do you have any regrets about the first part of the journey?" I nodded, feeling a bit terrified by the thought. My parents doted on me so much, but I lied to them. I didn't even tell them about my illness. I even lied that I was filming again, saying I was shooting in Tibet. I'm sorry, I was wrong. Ultimately, I was unfilial. June 4th, 2024. The second episode is up, life's highlight reel. After returning from Tibet, it took me a whole month to recover from the high altitude and the fatigue of the journey before I could contact Judy again. During that time, I also underwent chemotherapy. Every time, it felt harder to get out of bed than the last, as if each session drained my strength, bringing me closer to death. I wasn't sure if I could trust this girl I had just met. If I released the first episode's video now, she could become instantly famous. I was gambling on the hope that when faced with someone near death, people tend to act with more conscience. "Penny, what's your second wish?" Judy asked. "I want more people to get to know me, and I want to revisit the paths I've walked before," I replied. Judy, concerned, responded to the camera, "We can take it slow, given your condition. It's okay, I've rested enough before coming to find you." At life's final moments, people become greedy, longing to fulfill more and more wishes. Your look today is stunning, reminiscent of that idol drama. Do you remember me today, where you rose to fame? Today I'm wearing a short wig. In the drama, I played a fresh college graduate with short hair, entangled with the CEO of the internship company. I touched my wig and smiled. Now I can change my hairstyle at will. Isn't it cool? But you've gotten much thinner. Hasn't anyone around you noticed? I felt a bit embarrassed. Leo and I divorced, so naturally, we don't see each other. Since falling ill, I've been seeing my parents less and less, but as parents, they still video call me and such. You guessed how I would answer. I said I was playing a severely ill patient. I can only speak the truth through lies. She rubbed her eyes in front of me. "So, where do you want to go this time?" "I want to go back to where I lived as a child. It's just a 2-hour drive, and I'll be back at my childhood home." "Penny, where's your assistant?" "My assistant is a simple and honest woman who sometimes accompanies me in public, creating memorable scenes." "You mean Lily?" I told her not to follow me. "So, does she know about your health condition?" I laughed at this point. Guess what excuse I used? "She's been with me for so long. How could she not notice something was off?" I calmly sat in front of the camera. I also lied. I said I was too in love with Leo, but his affair made us split up, and that plunged me into depression. I wanted to leave the industry to treat my depression. Did she believe that? How could she? My agent Rebecca and she were both pulling on me, crying, saying they'd take me to see a doctor. I asked for some time, saying I'd go to the doctor myself and that I'd return after traveling around to clear my mind. Do they suspect anything? My hair loss was something I couldn't hide. I made up all these reasons, thinking I was so clever. But one day, Rebecca told me, she didn't care about me making money, she just wanted me to stay alive. By this time, I had already started crying. I wiped the tears from the corner of my eyes. Probably no one dares to bring up these sad matters in front of me, so they also didn't say how much they knew. Lily, that girl, paid out of her own pocket to buy me 10 wigs, saying they were gifts for me to go on a heart-clearing trip. I paused. Right now, I'm in plain face, wearing a mask and a hat, dressed simply in a hoodie and jeans, carrying a basic canvas bag. To passers-by, I'm just another face in the crowd. I pulled a thermos from my bag and started drinking. This is my elementary school, sister. You went to First Experimental Elementary School. I nodded and pointed to a big tree by the playground. Back then, I climbed that tree to prove my bravery but couldn't get down. I was so scared that I cried and wet my pants up there. Penny, they're still in class now. The security guard probably won't let us in. We won't go in. Just a look. Let's not disturb their work. I just want one more look. When I'm gone, I won't remember any of this. Hey, you're such a crybaby. The director should have cast you as a crybaby. I pointed to an alley not far from the elementary school. Come on, I'll show you my old home, though I haven't been back in many years. But as soon as I entered, I was stunned. I stood in the chaotic wind, laughing. Oh, wow, it's been demolished. I shivered slightly in front of my phone camera. What now? Looks like my old home is gone. I turned to the camera, guessing the audience couldn't read my expression. After all, it was a bit of a letdown, but I couldn't say it out loud. Let's take a few steps forward, and I'll describe it from memory. This used to be an old street. The media always calls me a rich girl, and I've explained it at events, but no one believes me. This is a good opportunity to show you. I grew up right here, surrounded by old single-story houses. The memory that sticks with me the most is of the time I was teasing a dog and ended up being chased and even bitten on the butt. What? Fortunately, it was winter, and I was living with my grandparents. They had me layered in several pairs of pants, inside and out. In the end, the dog only managed to bite through to the cotton, but didn't actually bite my flesh. It sounds like a situation that's both funny and pitiful. At least Judy burst out laughing. Penny, I just can't picture you being chased by a dog. Our laughter subsided, and I spoke again. Come on, let's go. I'll take you to see my high school. It's not far from here. I paused in my tracks. It's also where I met Leo. Before leaving, I wanted to see if the old noodle shop was still around. I had a hankering for the noodles I loved as a child and wanted to treat you to some. Fortunately, the noodle shop was still there, although it sported a new sign and the owner was the same old gentleman. It's been many years since I've been back, and I don't know if it still tastes the same. I remarked. Back in my childhood, food was scarce and we weren't well off. Any meal felt like a feast from the gods. Are you just having plain noodles? Judy frowned. Won't you add something? To me, those dry mixed noodles were a delicacy back then. The owner makes his own soy sauce. I've ordered some toppings for you to try. While the taste was truly delicious, my appetite had been waning. So, Penny, do you think the noodles taste different from when you were a child? They're the same, I replied, my eyes welling up with tears. Really the same, I sighed. They're delicious. But I just can't seem to eat much these days. I couldn't eat anymore. Judy was eating and wiping away tears. Penny, I'm glad I got to share this meal with you. As I was eating, suddenly another plate appeared in front of me. It had 2 fried eggs. I turned to see the owner. I didn't order these. The owner lit a cigarette. It's on the house. You remind me of a young girl from this street who became a big star. Do I look like her? I couldn't help but tear up. She must be happy to be remembered. I heard from the neighbors that she came back here for an event one year, but I couldn't make it. He continued cleaning the table. Every time she came, she'd order dry mixed noodles with a fried egg. Grandpa, did you say she was mischievous? Judy asked. Mischievous? She was the naughtiest kid on the street, but everyone loved her. The old man extinguished his cigarette. I don't know how she's doing now. This shop's being demolished, and I can't keep working. I'm afraid I won't see her again. But didn't you say she became a big star? Judy prompted him. Can't you see her on TV? I only remember what she looked like as a child. I wouldn't recognize her now. I whispered to Judy's camera. After I debuted, Penny became my stage name. Grandpa, she's probably just too busy. If she comes back, you'd recognize her, would I? I know she's been sending me money over the years. The old man sat looking out the door. She didn't leave her name. But who else would send money to an old man like me after all these years? I've given out many fried eggs, but I don't know if I ever got it right. Leaving the noodle shop, Judy asked. Penny, you actually came to see him, didn't you? You caught me. I'm a bit embarrassed. I admitted openly to the camera. He was alone when I was about a teenager, always cheerful. After all these years, he's still alone. so I sent him some money every year. Judy suddenly realized something and forgot she was still holding up her phone. The cameras had all shifted off screen, those unscrupulous. Media always say you live a lavish but shallow life. They even call you the pettiest actress in the entertainment industry, she said indignantly, just because you canceled a scholarship for a girl. That was indeed a dark chapter in my history. I was criticized heavily online and even lost some endorsements. I always told her I could support her until she found a job. But then she started asking for the latest iPhone and said she wanted to travel abroad to see the world. She thought that, as a celebrity, I shouldn't care about such a small amount of money. I pulled out a piece of candy from my pocket and handed it to her. I think the money would be better spent on other children who need it more. As we talked, we arrived at the entrance of the high school. It was still inaccessible. That's the academic building, and behind it is the library. So many years have passed. The sports field has been renovated into a synthetic track now. Penny, the audience must be very curious about how you and Mr. Leo met. Could you share that with everyone? I was quite naive in high school, and he transferred to our school in his senior year. I always felt like he was targeting me, probably jealous of my top grades in class. I found him really annoying. We even became archenemies. I led her along the school's perimeter wall, pointing at the academic building. See that class on the 5th floor? A class. That's where I studied in my senior year. Time flies so fast. I went from a student who could never get enough sleep to an adult who still can't get enough sleep. Judy laughed at my comment. Must be those late nights shooting, right? Exactly. So whenever I get a chance, I try to catch up on sleep. It's not like I can afford to look haggard and lose all my hair, facing the scrutiny of cameras every day. How did you two go from being archenemies to lovers? I shrugged and shook my head. You might not guess from his usual quiet demeanor, but he's actually quite cunning. I always thought he was just a few points behind me academically, and I'd gloat after every exam. Turns out, he was good at calculating scores, not just his own, but mine too. He said he found my proud demeanor cute, so he would intentionally miss or mess up a couple of questions. The crazy part is, he only fell short by a few points, always coming in second place. I think this video might get him criticized as a typical, straight male. I was furious when I later found out he was actually outperforming me. I didn't speak to him for a month. After our university entrance exams, he actually confessed his feelings for me. Back then, I was convinced he was a con artist, even declared fiercely that I'd be a dog if I ever dated him, and guess how he confessed? He said he saw a movie where if you ask someone what they like to eat, it means you like them. He persisted for a month, asking me daily about my favorite foods. I thought his family owned a convenience store because he always had various tasty things to offer. I think if he hadn't made a straightforward move eventually, I would never have realized he liked me. I tell you, once this video is aired, his CEO image will be gone, because to make me date him, he admitted he was truly a dog. I continued on camera. I've shown you the story. I hope from now on, he and I will have no more ties. He needs to have his own life, and I hope those who care about me won't bother him, and definitely not harass him. I can't keep someone forever, and I hope others can keep watch for me. Besides, what's the point in asking all these questions? People pass away, and it doesn't mean anything anymore. No matter how estranged we become, his kindness to me was real. Leaving the high school, because I took the longer route, feeling somewhat exhausted, I found a step by the lake to sit down. Judy was below, lifting her phone to take a photo of me. Penny, what are you thinking about right now? A gust of wind blew, covering my eyes with my wig. I rubbed my sore eyes. I've signed up for organ donation. You all keep living well for me, okay? There was something I didn't say out loud. Leo, I miss you so much right now. June 15th, 2024, to June 17th, 2024, the third session. Why do loved ones leave? Because I want to set up a home for them in the next life ahead of time. Judy's voice came from off camera. Penny, is it really okay for you to ask me to come home with you, just for 2 days, to document my life? It's sort of a relic, something I want to leave for my parents. They haven't had many years of enjoying life with me, and now, the elderly are sending off the young. What should I call myself when I go? She asked cautiously. How about as an assistant, a friend? I smiled at her. Aren't we? Judy's crying voice had already reached the depths of my heart. It's wonderful, sis, to be able to be your friend. Thinking about my parents crying also made me feel very sad. I've thought of many ways to tell them the truth, but I still feel timid. I drove her home. You know, initially, the doctor told me it was just one type of cancer. I locked myself in my room for 2 days, and when I came out, I had decided to conceal it, thinking maybe I could face it alone and even beat it. But later, I realized it was too late. I couldn't keep up with its spread. Don't cry, the camera will shake. If you cry too much, my parents will think I bullied you and they'll scold me. Life always has its regrets, doesn't it? What can we do? Whether rich or poor, there's no solution. My parents were already waiting for me at the front door. They habitually helped me with my luggage. Just this one bag. Dad, it wasn't easy to get 2 days off. My mom immediately started fussing. Why have you lost so much weight? Isn't the food good on set? Mom, the new role required me to lose weight. I'm playing a poor girl, and it wouldn't fit if I were chubby. What kind of drama makes you lose so much weight? She grabbed my arm. Look at how skinny you've become. Other people's kids are not so mistreated. Alright, once this show is over, I'll take a long break, and then, Mom, you can cook delicious food and fatten me up. How about that? Then my dad chimed in. Come on in. Why are we all standing at the door waiting to be photographed? I laughed heartily. Dad, you've even started to watch out for paparazzi. After you left the industry, I thought I wouldn't have to sneak around when going out to buy groceries, but then you started acting again, so we need to be extra careful. It said you can't guess what's on a woman's mind. It changes all the time. Judy followed me inside. Hello, Uncle and Auntie. I'm Penny's friend. The girl is really charming, but why are you so thin too? Come to Auntie's house, and I'll make sure you gain a couple of pounds. Thank you, Auntie, Judy replied with a giggly smile. Penny had already told me how delicious your cooking was, and I've been eager to try it. That statement stunned the 4 people present. I face-bombed. I really forgot to give this girl a heads up. My mom's cooking is innovative, to say the least, and can be described as bizarre. It's definitely not conventionally tasty. My dad is the one who cooks well, but as a family, we've agreed to credit my mom. I reached out my hand. Mom, I've praised you so much. Shouldn't you be paying me for the advertisement? Let your dad pay. I can't bear to part with my money. I'm saving my secret stash to buy you candy. The atmosphere was really pleasant. It suddenly made me think of my childhood. Mom, you spoiled me too much when I was little. Did you know I got several cavities? How can you still be spoiling me now? The old couple had prepared a table full of dishes. Oh my goodness, Dad, am I a pig? I criticized their approach. Are you planning to eat leftovers for days after I leave? Let me tell you, that's neither scientific nor healthy. Promise me you won't do this again. After speaking, I froze. It sounded eerily like a last will. My mom hit me on the head with her chopsticks. You're not even grateful. When you called saying you were coming home, your dad got up at 5 in the morning to go grocery shopping. I covered my head and wailed. After Judy started eating, she sensibly exclaimed, Auntie, your cooking is really delicious. Girl, your friend is reliable. My mom was rarely this happy. If it tastes good, eat more. Tomorrow, let your uncle go and buy more groceries. She almost slipped. I'll cook for you again. Sure thing. After dinner, I lay on the sofa, zoning out. My stomach hurt terribly. My parents were busy cleaning up the dishes. I come back and act like a hands-off boss. They won't let me do anything, calling me a little princess. They say I work too hard outside, and all I need to do is lie down. Penny, your family has a great atmosphere. Yes. It's still the old house we moved into after I became famous in the entertainment industry. Even after I bought a new house, they didn't move. The old house is a bit small. How about you sleep with me tonight? Really? Judy's excited eyes were not to be mistaken. She even blurted out without restraint. Fans, I've fulfilled your dreams. I'm going to sleep with Penny. After the pain subsided and fatigue set in, I fell asleep on the sofa. When I woke up, Judy was still watching me, and I was covered with a blanket. It was getting dark. Why didn't you wake me up? Judy's voice was soft. I couldn't bear to. I watched you for 2 hours. You're so beautiful. After dinner, Judy and I went to wash up. The phone on the living room stand recorded everything. I came out of the bathroom, finally, unable to hold back her worry. My mom asked me, Sweetheart, tell me, what happened to you? Why is your hair gone? June 15th to June 17th, 2024. The third session ends. Why do our closest loved ones leave us? Because I wanted to go ahead to the next life and set up a home for them. I was amazed by my mother's perceptiveness. Despite having hidden it for so long, it was inevitable. Gathering my courage, I finally blurted out, "It's for the role I'm playing." In the story, the family is poor and she's always bullied. Then, a girl from the same village, jealous of her looks, shaves half her hair off while she's asleep. I was nervous, unsure if my flimsy excuse would convince my mom. Fortunately, she believed me easily. "Couldn't you have used a wig? My hair is too thick. It looks fake. Besides, it will grow back." I take my roles seriously and don't want to just fool the audience. I teased her, "Mom, how did you figure it out?" "I was thinking of surprising you by suddenly taking it off. Why don't you take off this wig and show me?" Mom replied, annoyed, "You're a part of me. How could I not recognize you? I know every strand of your hair." I gave her a thumbs up. Mom's always sharp. Nothing escapes her eyes. The moment I took off the wig, I saw a look of pity in her eyes. "Mom, don't look at me like that." I'm afraid I can't hold back my tears. It was a struggle. But I managed to deal with my parents. I sat in my room waiting for Judy. Her camera was on me, catching me crying. I held back the sobs. She ran over suddenly. "Sis, please stop crying." "Okay." I couldn't help it and hugged her tightly. "Tell me, what does it feel like to personally see off your own daughter?" "I'm afraid they won't cope." I cried for a little while, then remembered I had things to do. "I invited you over not just as a guest but to help document everything with your camera." I pulled out several bank cards from my bag. "Let's play a little game. The money I've earned over the years is in these cards, and I'll hide them around the house. Tell my parents if they feel sad. They can join me in this treasure hunt." We lay on the bed together. I talked about many things, some trivial. I'm not sure if I covered everything, or if I missed anything. I've been sponsoring some students. I'll ask a friend to continue supporting them. I started building a school, but only just laid the bricks. I promised the principal I'd be there for the ribbon cutting. "I'm sorry I can't make it." In my last movie, people criticized me for gaining weight. The truth is I was swollen from illness. "I'm sorry, my dad used to make me ride a bike when I was little. He'd let go after just a few steps, and I'd crash into the bushes, losing a tooth while my mom yelled from the window. That's why I have a false tooth." When I started acting, I couldn't perform well and the director scolded me, making me cry. I tell people I like blue, but my favorite color is actually pink. I've always been afraid people would think it's tacky, so I lied about liking blue since I was young. I said it so often, I even convinced myself I've edited my own photos. They're not black and white, and I'm smiling brightly in them. I'll send one to you later. Use that for my memorial portrait. It's somewhat unfilial. The only thing I can leave them, just a bank card. The video trembles badly. The next day, both Judy and I had swollen eyes. "No more staying up late to binge watch dramas. Look at these huge dark circles," I said, trying to act nonchalant, and then indulged in a day of eating with Judy. As dinner time approached, I said I had to leave. My mom stuffed some chili sauce into my bag. "The food on set isn't good, and you love the one I make, don't you? Take it with you." I stood aside and told Judy, "You know, this really is made by my mom, and it's delicious." "Mom, give Judy 2 bottles too." Judy waved her hands, refusing. I took them for her anyway. "Come on, we have to fly to the set early tomorrow. We can't waste time." I drove for about half an hour. Eventually, I stopped in a secluded corner. I hurriedly opened the car door and got out to throw up. I hadn't been able to eat so much for a long time. It was all forced. My stomach hurt terribly. It felt like a storm was raging inside. Finally, when I felt a bit better, I cried uncontrollably. "Judy, I'll never be able to eat my mom's chili sauce again. Look, I'm still alive, but my stomach can't handle it anymore." This time, Judy started crying loudly. I rarely heard a girl cry so miserably. It was truly heartbreaking. "Stop crying. Your crying makes me not want to cry anymore." She tossed her phone aside, the camera facing the roof of the car. No one could be seen, just her loud cries. "How can I not be upset when I'm helping you fulfill your last wishes? I'm so distressed. I feel like I'm dying. Why can't I cry? I just want to cry." July 1 to July 2nd, 2024, 4th issue. If only there were scrolls of time, I'd really love to meet you all. This video will definitely be criticized for being watered down. I've been lying in front of the desk in the same position for a long time. Why would they? Your fans will be happy just seeing you well. I held up a photo. I vowed to sign 10,000 autographs for you, but it seems too tiring. I'll sign as many as I can. If you're tired, stop signing, they'll understand, my manager said. The autographs sell for a lot privately. I'll ask the company to organize a fair and honest lottery. Those who win will get it mailed for free. I spoke earnestly to the camera. You shouldn't make money off the dead. If anyone resells, I won't let it go even as a ghost. Being your fan is great. It's not that great, actually. I thought about it. There's too much controversy around me, and my fans are tired, always fighting for me. Every time I tell them it's okay not to mind, they don't. Give up, they can rest now. Judy thought for a moment. Anything else you want to say to your fans? I put down the pen, and said solemnly, I want you to see this beautiful world for me. My job kept me too busy. I didn't get the chance to see and experience more, nor the opportunity to see lovely people like you. My social media won't be deactivated. If you wish, my obituary will remain pinned, and you can comment on it. For example, what did you see and eat today? Which country did you visit? And what meaningful things did you do there? By the way, eat some spicy food for me. I love it. I think I can see that world too. It must be fascinating. Also, to those who criticize me, how about we become friends in the next life? I'd rather not be scolded all the time. It feels quite awful, but, thanks to your critiques, I've become a better person. I'm too tired from all the signing. Finally, I couldn't keep my eyes open any longer and fell asleep. In my dream, Leo asked me, shall we have a child? I woke up in a cold sweat. Because of my illness, it feels like I've lost a child. July 1st, 2024, to July 2nd, 2024, end of the fourth period. If I had a time scroll, I'd really love to meet you all. I bought some gifts. We're going out today to find places to hide them. I've thought about it for a long time, worried about potential safety risks. So please, promise me, don't fight over them. I'll place them in quiet corners where there are no cars. Fans who find them can keep them as a keepsake. We'll release videos of the gift locations in batches. 3 days after these videos are released, I'll ask Judy to help me place the gifts in the selected spots. If there are any safety concerns, the gift distribution will be cancelled and everything will be donated instead. This is a little game I've arranged with you all, and I hope you enjoy it. Judy asked me, you brought a lot of clothes today. What for? For a photo shoot. I smiled. I'll leave an 8-grid photo for everyone, and the remaining slot in the grid is for everyone else to fill in. Okay, and who's the photographer? You. Aren't you perfect for the job? Penny, are you serious? My friends always complain about my photography skills. No worries, we have all day today. Surely we can pick out 8 good shots. Plus, I'm naturally beautiful, so I'm not worried about your poor skills. But soon, I regretted it. Seriously, Judy, I know you're not great, but how can you be this bad? Aren't you a video blogger, sis? I don't edit much when I make videos. Photography is just too hard. I'm worried I'll make you look bad, and then your fans will scold me. You could see she was getting anxious. They wouldn't dare. I joked to make her laugh. You control the videos. Just threaten to hold back their videos if they scold you, and they'll behave. Sis, that's so cunning. I waved at the camera. Goodbye for now. We're off to take pictures. You'll see the final products very soon. Stay tuned. July 10th, 2024, to July 12th, 2024, start of the 5th period. Parting through life and death is a compulsory lesson that one never truly learns. Penny, what are you saying? Is this your lover? Judy's voice. After so many episodes, I always found his presence so penetrating. I shushed at the camera. Could you keep it down a bit? Let me introduce you to Harry, my childhood friend, who you all know as my lifelong buddy. We grew up together, practically in the same pair of split pants. I felt a bit apologetic, so, about my illness, apart from the doctors, he was the first person I told. I feel a bit guilty because he's already so busy, yet now he's always concerned about my condition, remembering the dates of my chemotherapy sessions better than I do. Judy has learned how to conduct interviews. Tell us, Harry, how did you agree to play the role of the adulterous husband? Harry frowned at the camera. How was I to know she'd ask me to do that? But when she told me she had cancer, I couldn't refuse, and was the scene of the affair dramatic. I got both my eyes blackened. Harry pointed at the camera. Leo, I just didn't fight back, that's all. Maybe we can spar some other day. I'm not weaker than you. It's a strange kind of male competitiveness, I commented weakly. Are you really taking me or not? Harry's expression softened immediately. I'll go grab the wheelchair. Just give me a moment. He brought over the wheelchair, complete with a blanket on it. Ouch. I told you I can walk on my own, but you insist on pushing me. We were at a villa owned by Harry, currently unoccupied. Shut up and get on, he commanded. I obediently sat down and covered myself with the blanket. It's just chemotherapy, and you look like I'm headed to my death. Smile for me, Harry. Harry managed a smile. It was hideous. I didn't share the journey to the hospital. The camera only captured me getting in and out of the car. The only difference was my complexion, looking even more exhausted and pale. Back at Harry's villa, I said, I've made a list of friends I want to invite for a meal. It's kind of a farewell. It took me 2 days to host the meals. After eating to their heart's content, I stood at the villa's entrance to properly say goodbye to them. Some joked, so, you and Harry are really together now. Was this an official announcement meal? Friends indeed, overlooking the affair and accepting me unconditionally. I smiled and replied, who knows, let's leave it to fate. And then I earnestly bid everyone farewell. Goodbye, see you in the next life. July 10th, 2024, to July 12th, 2024. This is the 5th episode from Judy's perspective. Parting through life and death is a compulsory lesson that one can never fully learn. This episode doesn't feature the protagonist you were expecting. Instead, I serve as the narrator. I'm Judy, a blogger who fulfills people's wishes by randomly approaching them. Penny was the 7th protagonist in my series of videos. At the end of this video, I'll show you the full process of how I initially conducted random street interviews. That's because you always wonder why Penny asked me, a stranger, to make this deathbed retrospective video. Let me first talk about what happened after the first 4 episodes were released. Initially, Penny wanted me to make 7 videos. I got a bit greedy. I really liked her, so I divided many episodes into 2 parts. Like you, I greedily wanted to see more of her. You have no idea how much effort went into editing these videos. I often cried so hard I couldn't breathe, but I'm also fortunate. If it weren't for that interview, she might have followed her initial thought, to quietly pass away in a place where no one knew her, only to be discovered later as a lifeless body. I could see what she wanted to tell the world. I actually understand. It seemed she was moved by compassion, wanting to help me, a video blogger struggling with poor viewership. Even in her final moments, she remained kind-hearted. But for me, I would rather these videos never see the light of day. Unfortunately, it was all just a pipe dream. I sent out all the gifts, and as fans of Penny, everyone was polite. They remembered to take photos of the gifts to show us what exactly she had packed. I must clarify, she prepared these gifts alone. I had no part in it. I met the person I expected to see, Leo, this big man, crying in front of me like a child. I think Penny wouldn't have wanted you to see the love of her life in such an ugly state, so I blurred Leo's face. In the video, Penny told me, if you came to me, to tell you not to cry. Does she know how cruel this is? She also said, if you curse her, to curse back on her behalf. I opened my mouth but ended up only saying, Leo, it's too late. You always cared about your career. You didn't even notice my hair loss. He was clearly in pain. He just said to me, it's my fault, but why didn't she tell me? I shook my head. If she wanted to tell you, she would have done it before. As for why, I guess, because she really liked you. Maybe she didn't want to make you sad. Where is she buried? I can give you the address. But are you sure you want to go? What do you mean, Leo? You've already moved on with your life. I tried to console him. Why bother? I regret it, he said miserably. I regret it. I've always loved her. I can't forget her. Then you're different from what I imagined. You say you can't forget Penny, so you started a new romance. That's not fair to your current girlfriend. He was downcast. I broke up with her. Sadly, Penny didn't give me a chance to win her back. How could there be a chance if she's gone? She didn't tell you, probably because she didn't want to see this situation happen. The next person I received was Harry. He sat in front of me, looking much more haggard on camera. He actually started with a question. Guess why I came to see you? I was puzzled. I don't know, and I hadn't thought about it. You knew everything about Penny. He shook his head and said to the camera, I knew about her, but there are things about me she didn't know. He continued, the reason I agreed to pretend to be her lover was actually because, well, I liked her. Since she can't see this anymore, I can say whatever I want. I didn't confess my feelings before because I knew she had someone else in her heart. Now, I confess, not to carry this regret. At least I was a part of her life towards the end. Penny, in the next life, will you come find me? Actually, dating me would be pretty good too. July 30th, 2024, Issue 6. If there's something more terrifying than life and death, perhaps it's regret. I was somewhat nervous facing the camera. Judy teased me, sis, you face the camera every day. Do you still get nervous? Of course, I nodded. Usually I'm acting, but today is a formal farewell. Naturally, I'm a bit anxious. I gestured to my outfit. I'm wearing a suit today, quite formal. Judy continued, go on then, I'm recording. I've been home for nearly half a month, and I didn't ask Judy to help me film. I was a bit selfish, wanting to spend time alone with my parents. I think the last moments were incredibly joyful, but unfortunately, I feel my health deteriorating. Even my doctor asked if I was sure I didn't want to tell my parents. I once thought about organizing my own funeral, thinking about setting up a special scene, maybe finding some matching music, or deciding what to write on my tombstone later. I couldn't be bothered anymore. I think my parents will handle it, or maybe Harry will take care of it. I still want to be my little princess. Taking it easy. To those seeing the first video, don't cry, I'm just off to another dimension. Who knows, maybe I've started a new chapter, saving another world. Oh, and Penny is my stage name. My real name is Summer. Don't forget that. So, it's time to say goodbye. Goodbye. August 2nd, 2024, Issue 7, Part 1. The secret we can't tell. Don't be nervous. Just speak normally. I held the camera, with Judy in the frame. Sis, maybe you should do it. I'm better behind the camera, not in front of it. I'm nervous. She was nervously twiddling her hair. No way. I look too awful right now. Please, let me keep a better image in the public eye. I handed her a paper. Just read from this. Reluctantly, Judy picked up the paper and started reading mechanically, but soon began to choke up. Sorry, even though I said 7 videos, in the end, my last wish is a personal one, and I don't want it public. I asked Judy to handle this for me. It involves only my closest loved ones. I'm a bit tired now. I won't be filming anymore. After Judy finished, she looked at me. Sis, maybe you could say a bit more. This girl, crying and sniffling all the while. Stop crying. You're on TV. You'll become a meme with that face. I sighed and turned the camera towards myself. Ugly or not, take another good look at me. You won't see me again. Which media outlet was it that said my nose was fake? I waggled it around. This is all natural. Do you think my parents will cry? Give a cheer. August 2nd, 2024. From Judy's perspective, Issue 7, The Secret We Can't Speak Of. On August 7th, 2024, Summer left this world. Her corneas were donated to 2 blind children, allowing them to see the beauty of the world in her stead. Decisions about her other organs were left to the doctors. A mosaic of photos was posted as an announcement of her passing, garnering many responses. I'll share the original photo. Please don't criticize my photography skills. Many expressed a desire to see the world for Penny. I've randomly captured a few of the comments. Let's view them as a way to remember. Summer, I ate dry noodles with an egg for you today, Summer, I made braised pork today, but it was burnt to the pot. I ate it for you. Yuck, it was so bitter, Summer, you never visited Iceland, right? Here's a photo of the northern lights I saw for you, Summer, I tasted it for you. British food is really awful, Summer, you're there now. Could you look out for my dad, and say hi to him for me? This is what he looks like, Summer, I ate your favorite spicy rice noodles for you, the kind that would make your mouth swell up, Summer, my sister really liked you, she's also gone to your world. Could you give her an autograph, Summer, your last drama isn't out yet. Why did you leave so soon, Summer, I think I'll be joining you soon. I'd like to be friends with you, like Judy, Summer, I hate you, but I also really miss you. If there were a scroll of time, would she also have wished not to go? Side story. Judy's perspective, I brought the first letter to Penny's parents. The elderly couple seemed to have aged 10 years, their hair seemed even whiter. This is from your daughter, I said. She had sealed it well, and I respected her privacy too much to pry. Penny's mother took the letter, casually placing it on the table without opening it. Did she suffer a lot at the end? Penny's mother couldn't help but burst into tears. I cried along with her. She said she was taking painkillers, that it wasn't too painful. I lied, the painkillers were useless. She was in so much pain that she broke out in cold sweats and even vomited blood. That's good, that's good. Penny's mother seemed comforted. This child has always been one to share only good news, not burdens. But did she really think that by hiding it temporarily, we wouldn't suffer later? I didn't know what to say, although she spent her final days with her parents. But how could the bitterness of those moments be easily expressed? I actually knew she was sick a long time ago. Penny's mother's words shocked me as I looked up. Before you came to our house, she's my daughter. How could I not notice the changes in her? She lost so much weight. She quit acting, which she loved. She couldn't hide the pain in her expressions, and even her hair had all fallen out. I knew she didn't want to sadden us, so I had to pretend I knew nothing. Her father, afraid she wouldn't have the chance to enjoy food anymore, frantically learned to cook various dishes every day. Now it was my turn to sob uncontrollably. I didn't understand. In these final moments, one desperately hid the truth, the other two also desperately hid their knowledge. Who suffered more? Fortunately, in her final moments, her parents were with her. Actually, I have many more letters in my bag that I haven't given out yet. I will follow her wishes and send one each month to her parents, until there are none left to send, she said. My time with them was so short. At least the letters are new, and they can still look forward to them. Harry, she left only one letter for him. I didn't watch him read the letter. I just knew this man cried behind my back. Harry, she said she hid a gift in your house. Go look for it. It was an album, a chronicle of their growth. She spent an entire day making it. As for Leo, he has 3 letters. I once spitefully thought of not giving them to him, but after all, he wasn't really to blame. After the video came out, he lost a lot of weight and looked drained. I will send him 1 letter a year, until they're all sent. By then, Penny would be 3 years old. Right, yes, that's the secret Penny spoke of. About 10 days later, I received a parcel. Inside was the latest model of camera. Summer, I hate you, but I also miss you so much. After hearing the 2 stories above, what are your thoughts? Feel free to share your opinions in the comments section. Looking forward to hearing from you. If you liked this story, don't forget to like it, share it, and subscribe to my channel. See you next time. 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 Next time.